Sabalaza, so sabalaza, awuyelekaya faita. Wasmishia wandubi kwasishia, wasishia na makokonate. So sabalaza, awuyelekaya faita. Uchujugona machita. Awayazi ntubeko yetu, ulekwa kwa kirelaye.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not okay. I'm not okay, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has resigned as a member of parliament. This has saddened me too much, and allow me to mourn this because I think we are going to lose great leaders in South Africa because of pride, egos, and people who, according to them, don't want to forgive certain sins. Allow me to take you guys back to memory lane where Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi made a video about if two fighters fight each other. The advice he gave is don't win the argument and lose the fighter. I also want to speak about the video where he defends Dr. Hlophe from the leader of the Patriotic Alliance, Gayton Mackenzie, and he shows the spirit of unity that we are all crying for. He also says, what if us, the clever ones, the learned ones, sit back and get led by fools? Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is one politician that even Julius Malema himself has said God has given this guy everything, the brains, the voice, you know, the character. He gave him everything. So to see him resigning from a member of parliament, I understand he's not in the CCT anymore. You know, it broke my heart. I want us to talk about this. I want us to discuss this. You know, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Ooh, peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're talking about the resignation from Parliament by my favorite politician, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. In case you are wondering who are some of my favorite politicians, is number one, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Number 2, Andile Ngitama, Julius Sello Malema, Jacob Zuma, and Vuyo Zungula. Yeah, that's my top 5 in terms of politicians. Hey, people. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has finally set his resignation in Parliament. Obviously, he's not in the CCT. He has to go. If you are not in the elective conference, it cannot be that you keep the seat in Parliament. He's not as you will hear in this video, a person that chases positions. He's a person that can influence even from outside Parliament. But this is obviously not a good look for the EFF. Nobody's surprised. Everybody has seen this. In fact, if this was him delinquishing his membership of the EFF, nobody would be surprised. Everybody's waiting for that. I am thinking that is also coming shortly, very, very shortly. But for now, he is no longer a member of Parliament, and he's still a member of the EFF. We've been fighting the EFF to tell us what is it that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has done. Why don't you put Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi through the discipline hearing processes of the EFF? What is it that has angered Julius Malema so much? Let's quickly listen to Julius Malema the day he closed the topic of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and said, we are no longer answering any more questions about Dr. Ndlozi.
We're not going to answer the question about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. You've got his number, and some of you talk to him, call him. I'm not responsible for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. 90% of the people who were here, who expected to be here, are here. That's what matters. Whoever is not here was not supposed to be here from the beginning. So you are not going to reduce this organization to some individual without him. He's not here. I heard people say he's here, he's doing this. He's not here. He's not here. And it's not our interest to entertain such nonsense. It's not our interest. We're dealing with political issues here, not egoism, not people who think they are bigger than this organization. It will show them once again that it's bigger than all of them. So we as a matter of principle, SG and policy position, we're no longer going to answer any nonsense about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Never. When a journalist asks you that question, you must say, ask another question. You can be smarter than that. Ask something else. This matter is closed. You can talk about it amongst yourselves, but don't bring it to us. We are refusing that. Don't do that. Don't reduce the whole ideological political report to Sunday world gossip, because that's what they thrive on. And we know what is the relationship of Sunday world, its owners and Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. We don't want to talk about it. Don't push us. Don't push us. We know Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's friendship with the owner of Sunday World. And by that extension, we know his relationship with Sunday World.
Now, EFF fighters don't want us to critique what Julius Malema said there. They just don't want. I mean, what he says goes, don't question him. He is right. This person was not in the conference. We are not going to answer any questions about him. He's working with the Sunday World. We know his relationship, all of those things. And the question still remains, why not put him through the processes to get rid of him in the way and methods that the ANC is applying? We can say many things about the ANC, but the ANC does not skip the opportunity to take people through the disciplinary hearing processes. They never disappoint. That's what they did with Jacob Zuma, gradually, expelling him from the political party. And we have to respect that from the ANC. The EFF, not so much. Julius was emotional. the first thing we heard him say that made him angry is that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi knew that Floyd Shivambu was going and he did not tell him. Understand? My pushback to that sentence is always, when people don't feel comfortable to come and tell you things, it says two things. It says something about them, and then it says something about you. You have to also look at yourself and say, why is it that I'm not approachable? Why is it that Floyd Shivambu went to Dr. Sizwe Mpofu Welsh and said, listen, everybody in the EFF leadership knew that I was going. It's just Malema that I did not tell. So Floyd decided to tell everyone, most of the people in the leadership, and did not tell Julius. And also there's some leaders that also did not go tell. Yes, there were people like Abu Godrich Kadri that made Julius Malema happy to say, or was it Marshall that said, even if it was a joke and I heard it, I was still going to tell you. And that's the type of loyalty that Julius Malema wants. And also he did not enjoy that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, with the presence that he has on social media, he was mute when the EFF was attacked, especially after Floyd Shivambu left. They only started speaking after Julius Malema complained to say, why is these people quiet? You see, so in a way you understand what the fighters are saying, you understand everything, but we still say, is all of those things we just mentioned enough for you and me to say, let me hate on Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi? I want him out of this political party. Is it enough? Is it enough? So now when you are walking around this leader, you're like, hey, I can't make a mistake. If I make a mistake, I'll be chased out. Because this is not a family, this is not a brotherhood, this is not where I have the comrade spirit. Because should I make a mistake here, I'm out. And it's the same Julius Malema that said, listen, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, God has given this guy everything.
Let's say we want a premier of Gauteng and we're negotiating. And I bring Dr. Ndlozi here, and then I bring Panyaza here.
Don't look at me. I'm listening to you.
You are a voter. Looking from a distance, you must be able to say, but Dr. Ndlozi is the choice. This is a thinking machine. It's not only, I don't know what God did with that boy. So he gives him the brain, he gives him the voice, he gives him the activism, gives him the humility.
In fact, the ladies say he also has the looks. I mean, I can't confirm that.
I don't see
I can't speak for the ladies.
I always try to look at him like, and I'm always like, but I'm better than this guy. I look much better than and they don't look at me like that. You see, so, but I hear that. So, but he denied him something. Is short. So, and that's what I always enjoy. So, when people come to celebrate him, they're like, my guy is receiving attention. The same ladies who are saying, no, he's handsome, but you're too short. So
I reckon you should be premier if you go for quality.
Huh? You can't compare.
Now, it is without a doubt that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is one of the most gifted politicians in South Africa. If you are denying that, then I don't know what is wrong with you. I don't know what is wrong with you. The man, honestly, God gave him everything. Forget the voice, the brain of that man. I mean, during COVID, he was doing some book reading and some teaching because fighters could not meet. There was, I think, a link where you can go and listen to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi teaching. Yo, guys. I'm telling you, it was something that changes your life. You look, when was it? Was it every Tuesday, every Thursday, whatever, something like that. But you look forward to listening to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi preach. And Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is one of those people that even when he's angry, he still remains humble. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. He's a person that he can rebuke you and you will not feel ashamed, if you know what I'm saying. He can say the same thing that Julius Silo Malema said, but he will be the reception will be different from him. So for me, I was, like I said, the EFF has played us so much that we got ready for this day for coming. I was in the beginning, I was like, yes, I was emotional about this, very, very emotional, because I love Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I'm not even beating around the bush. If Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi joins the ANC right now, I'm going to love him in the ANC. If he joins the ATM, I'm going to love the I know he didn't leave the EFF, but I'm just saying, anywhere he goes, if he decides not to do politics, he's a person I will follow for life. And in fact, he's a person that I wish to meet in my life. I wish Dr. Ndlozi had my numbers, or he would inbox me somewhere and says, "Ungawari ntwana yam, yonke into right, kuzolunga." I wish he can say that to me, because I hope that he's got a strategy. He's got a strategy, because about Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is those type of politics that you cannot replace. You cannot replace. Yeah, they come once in a lifetime. This time, man, it's like Jacob Zuma, who in politics can be in their 80s and command the respect that Jacob Zuma had. When he was young, he was one of the leaders of the MK. He took over and became the president of the party. He was arrested. The country went crazy. That type of charisma. We call it the X factor. That unentonton. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has also that thing. Julius Silo Malema also. You can name very few politicians that got that thing. But Ndlozi comes across as a humble human being. You watch everything that he says, he comes across as a human being. When Ndlozi was attacking Jacob Zuma, you could see that Ndlozi is out of his shell. This is you like, this is unlike him. You understand what I'm saying? So there was a video, an old video. I kept it in my phone for a long time because I love listening to it, because I use it in my businesses when I talk to people, because I love conflict. I'm one of those people that think that conflict improves relationships, it improves business situations, it improves friendships and everything. Once you surpass, you go through, you resolve conflict, you come across on the other side stronger. So Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi says, when you are having a fight with another fighter, one fighter versus another fighter having an argument, he says, don't win the argument and lose the fighter. Angas fighter nilalele.
You do not enter an argument with another fighter to win the argument. You enter the argument with the fighter to win the fighter. So you don't win the argument and lose the fight. Uzosala wedwa na ma-argument in the EFF. You enter the argument to win the fighter. So where the argument seems to cause an irreparable fracture, you leave the argument aside, you grab the fighter. Fighter, let's postpone it, because our unity is more important. You do not enter an argument with another fighter to win the argument. You enter the argument with the fighter to win the fighter. So you don't win the argument and lose the fight. Uzosala wedwa na ma-argument in the EFF. You enter the argument to win the fighter. So where the argument seems to cause an irreparable fracture, you leave the argument aside, you grab the fighter. Fighter, let's postpone it, because our unity is more important.
You know what? Hey, guys, I made a video about Julius Silo Malema. Ne? What was that video about? Oh yeah, it was about that comment that he made about Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, saying that the AU must isolate. I strongly rebuked and said I'm totally against what Julius Silo Malema is saying. I did not say he was wrong in saying what he was saying. I said I am totally against it. And I was, and some fighters felt like I was attacking the CIC. So I've got a queen. Zizipo. Let me call her a friend on content creation, because we have each other's numbers and everything. So Zizipho, one day she's doing a live, I go in there, and Zizipho sees that the king is around. He said, yo, Zizipho, when a king, we've been looking for you. The fighters are looking for you because of the video that you made. I jump on the live, and now me and the fighters are having a discussion. And before we had a discussion, I had this in mind with what Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi said. Don't win the discussion and lose the fighter. Because I feel like even though some of us voted for fighters, for the EFF, like fighters, the way they attack you to the point that they are taking to kill. So I know people would say no, Kim, but the MK people behave like that. To me, they have not. The worst thing that the MK people have said to me is that when you are afraid of Malema, or when you are value an EFF. I haven't got personal attacks from MK people, but from the EFF people, it's crazy. And me now, I believe I'm an EFF guy. When it comes to Pan-Africanism, that's the party closest to me when we come to Pan-Africanism. That's the party that I voted for. What I'm going to vote for in 2026 might be different. So Zizipho invite me to this live, and there I meet, can I remember their names, these guys? It was Brian and I think Lloyd or Lois or something like that, and another guy. And I'm telling you, the engagement I had with those fighters made me change my mind as to how people who follow EFF are. Because it was on a matured level. On a matured level. I have the recording because I was recording that because you'll never know. As a content creator, you must always cover your tracks. But I was recording so that I can learn some things and I don't forget and keep it there. But you must record at all times so that anything you must record, people. And I was so impressed with those fighters because I learned some things. We disagreed with some things. We agreed on some points. And that is what Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is saying. You guys who are fighting an argument against Dr. Ndlozi, you fighters, I'm speaking to you guys, don't win the argument and lose the fighter. Angazi ukuthi uyangitolerate or uzongitolerate later. Hey, abaningi bazongitolerate later, yes. Don't win the argument. This is what Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi says. But you lose the fighter. He says, if you see that it's difficult, rather pack the argument and say, fighter, I'm Manasiyek. We'll discuss this thing later. And keep the fighter. The problem with the EFF right now, they don't care if they lose the fighter. Most of them, not all of them. Most of them, they don't care even if I lose this fighter, I have proven my point. They beat their chest to say, Simbodisile. How can you, when an EFF, you are not looking for the solution. You are not saying, I understand what are we accusing Ndlozi about, but what is the solution? Say, Lumisa Ganjani to keep this guy in the party. You're calling him a trader, you're calling him a two-faced, you're calling him an agent, you're calling him all of these things. What do you think is going to happen? You are going to lose the fighter. You're going to lose the fighter. You're going to lose the fighter. You will be the one who will be calling the fighter names when the fighter goes to green grass. Forgetting that you are pushing him out. For the mere fact that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has not yet left the EFF now, it tells me that the man does not want to leave that party. For me, it's clear the man does not want to leave the EFF. He should have left when they were insulting his wife. He should have left back then. His wife is not supposed to like other people's posts that are attacking the EFF. His wife. Punishing him for what his wife did on X. No man must tolerate that. Any man must stand up for his wife. He swallowed his tongue, that man. He swallowed his tongue. He remained humble throughout this whole process. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi remained humbled. Throughout this whole process, we have insulted the man. We have attacked the man. The CIC has said things about the man. The man has remained humbled. Don't win the argument and lose the fighter. Oh, Nkosi yami. That is, even at home, when there is an argument, don't, the way I put it, I say, when two African brothers fight each other, you fight an African brother in a hope to correct and convert, not with the hope to kill. That's what I say. If you've been listening to my channel for some time, that's a thing I liked saying earlier on. Don't fight an African brother in the hope to kill. You hope to correct and convert. You guys understand what I'm saying? So I'm not happy with how you guys now, some of you are just speculating on, yeah, I'm sure he did something very bad. You don't even know what Ndlozi did. But because you know the CIC does not want him, you don't want him also. So when ureka spy sabathu baba, just because your friend is not talking to that person and that person, you're not talking to that person. You don't know what is the fight, what's the argument about. Can it be solved? Dr. Ndlozi is an asset, man. Dr. Ndlozi is an asset. And we're going to miss him in parliament. We're going to miss the man in parliament.
The judge has written a thesis when he was on the bench, attacking Roman Dutch law.
Honorable Ndlozi.
Your illiteracy is not going to help us.
Can you please sit down?
This judge has
Ndlozi.
written papers against Roman Dutch law
Ndlozi,
when he was on the
down?
bench.
Can you take the
You come here and you lie. You lie. This judge spoke about decolonization of the law from the bench. Don't lie here, man. Must read
Ndlozi.
extensive, well-researched papers that are peer-reviewed. Yes. And he didn't say anything about sports, about arts. He gets there.
Honorable.
I've heard many people saying, no, the EFF has got many leaders. Those leaders will replace Dr. Ndlozi, whatever. There is no one that can replace Dr. Ndlozi in parliament. Of all the parties, nobody in South Africa is a better parliamentarian than Dr. Ndlozi. When it comes to debate, when it comes to jokes, when it comes to singing, when it comes to being serious, presentation, everything. Nobody in South Africa is better than Dr. Ndlozi. You can go and argue with whoever you want to go argue with, or argue in the comment section. Nobody. So you are not going to find another Dr. Ndlozi. This man is appointed. He's not appointed, he's anointed. He was built from a small age like this. You replace Vusi, you're gonna bring who? You replace Dr. Ndlozi, you're gonna bring who? Do you know where this man comes from? Do you know this man's upbringing? Huh? Nyabuza. Very joyful to see him defending Dr. Hlophe. For me, when Parliament started and these people, when the MK finally went to Parliament, I was so happy to say, yo, guys, I think here we're going to see African unity. It started so well. I was like, yo, the ANC and the Democratic Alliance can't stop us now. They can't, nobody, because this bunch, this MK bunch and this EFF bunch, these ones cannot be bought. These ones cannot be bought. I was just fooling myself. Aish, mafethu. So the academia that Dr. Ndlozi is, how do you replace that? With who do you replace that? Where do you find the replacement? There isn't. Inside the EFF, there isn't. You can bring someone like Ndlozi or whatever, Bona Lady and all of that. They do good in debating and whatever. But they are not like Dr. Mbuyiseni. Nobody is like Dr. Mbuyiseni. Can't tell me when you can find another Dr. Kumal. Yomtatapi Munyu Jabupuli. Where are you going to find another Ronaldo? Another Pele? These things come once in a lifetime. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Yeah, no. So the question that everybody's asking now, where is Dr. Mbuyiseni going to go? Is he finally going to resign from the EFF? Is he going to pursue business? Is he going to release an album? What the hell is going to happen? And there's an old video where he says, what if us who are the clever ones, the educated, learned ones, stand back and allow to be led by fools?
I speak for all the comrades at the founding table of the EFF. We really were not careerists. We're not trying to go to parliament. Our perception of parliament was that is that boring space. It's not actually nice as well to be going there and pushing around old people for them to do the things they know they should be doing. But if you don't participate in the struggle, the reality is, Clement, the traumatic thought that really haunts me is, what if this thing falls in the hands of fools? What if the country gets run by fools? And we, the ones who say are smart, the ones who say we have got a moral and ethical superiority, did not avail ourselves as an option. That's scarier to me. That is the most devastating thought. That, what if bari?
Now that statement also haunts me. He says it haunts him also. That statement also haunts me when I think about an impact in my generation, an impact in my community, an impact in my life in general. To say, you can do so many things and you get blocked by a politician, a stupid one for that matter. You can try to say, no, let's build the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, and the Department of Education. A politician blocks you. By the way, we are doing a gala dinner for the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. It will be done at Bartley West. Beautiful venue, guys. Please make sure that you come through, and we can make any arrangement that you need. You can come with friends. We can put you in rooms of 2-2s, 3-3s, 4-4s, whatever that you wish. If you're a person that's coming with your significant other, we can put you in a nice room for 2. If you want to sleep alone, we can put you in a room where you will have peace and privacy, and all of those things will be in Val Inn guest house that is in Bartley West, about 30 kilometers away from Kimberley. That is where we'll be hosting our gala dinner. So our gala dinner, the price is 1,000 rand. The 1,000 rand is for us to try and do a fundraising for the school project. We're trying to build at the speed of light. You know, the funds that we have is small funds that can build one brick at a time, but we're trying to go for the speed of light. And there's some people who want to talk business with us as Paseta. Those people are saying, King, we want to have a word with you. Those are the VIP people that will be coming to the gala dinner. Your ticket is 2,000 rand. We are already selling some tickets. We have said we are limiting this to 9 people. VIP is limited to 9 people. So please make sure that you purchase your ticket as soon as possible. The gala dinner is on the 2nd of May. On the 3rd of May, we're having a fun day where we'll be taking people to the building project, to the building site, where you guys can see what is happening there. I still want to continue to thank each and everyone who's making their monthly contribution. We are saying, as Black people, as Paseta, we need 10,000 people to donate to Paseta 50 rand each per month. 50 rand, just 50 rand, because we Africans can use our numbers as power, as an advantage. So thank you so much. Now, coming back to Dr. Ndlozi, my fear, the fear that he has is the same fear I have, to say, how much can you do without political influence? You know, because the only people that can influence political power is rich people from outside. When you are a nobody, you are facing limitations like you have never understood in your life. You know, so what Dr. Mbuyiseni is saying, some of you need to stand up in your community and do something. That's what he's saying there. You have to stand up, because you are more educated, you understand things better, you understand your hood better. Nobody must start the neighborhood watch. It's you that must start it. You must take care of your community, because you are being led by fools. I wish somebody can hear what Dr. Ndlozi is saying. What if we sit back, you can hear when this person talks in a community meeting that Lentole, he doesn't have brains, but he's leading us, because some of us are sitting down and failing to do anything. That's what Dr. Mbuyiseni says. So, with that said, I think it's safe to say that his future is still in politics. If what he's saying there is his philosophy in life, he understands it very well. He can't leave politics because he has the mindset to say, but I'm gifted also. I need to be somewhere in the front line doing something, getting my hands dirty. I cannot allow being led by fools, by the bar. You see? So he's going to be in politics. Whether he's going to move to the NK is another thing. Like I said, for the mere fact that he's holding for dear life in the EFF, it doesn't make sense to me. The only thing that comes to my mind is that this man loves this party. Remember, he's one of the founding members also. He was there in the beginning. He's been in parliament from 2014. He was there in the beginning. He was there in the beginning. So, he loves the party. Clearly. Because why wait for fighters to attack you, attack your family? Why sit there? Why sit there? And just see, he's just sitting as a humble person, just sitting, listening to everybody. When the MPs, the People's National Congress is finished, he congratulates the winners. Why is he so humble? What is he planning? What is it that Dr. Mbuyiseni... Guys, this is part one of the Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I didn't even go into the letters and everything and the resignation with the other guy, because I think the other guy was just used, paired on one day so that Ndlozi does not take the limelight for today. For me, I don't agree with this thing. I don't agree with this. But you guys will tell me on the comment section how you feel about this. I'm very hurt. It's gonna take me some time to recover. I don't know how I'm going to feel when he finally leaves the EFF, because it's going to happen. It's gonna happen. And the longer he stays as a normal EFF member, the more people will be asking. But because Ndlozi can't go to a mall without being stopped by people, his fans, his followers. He can't go to a meeting at a EFF branch and sit at the back. He can't. Like, everybody will say, yeah, but Dr. Ndlozi, what is your opinion? Yeah, they will try to include him. He's a born leader. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. This video, I'm sure it's gonna be very long, but you'll excuse me. I'm talking about my favorite politician in South Africa, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I wish him the best. I wish his family the best. That salary of parliament, it's a lot of money, the benefits and everything. I wish that I wish everything could go well for him. I really wish everything can go well for him. I love the guy. I can't pretend. I love the guy. I wish to meet the guy. That would be a dream of mine. Not just to sit down and talk with him, interview him or do whatever, but he's the man. In South Africa, for me, he's the man. He got the formula right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.